Hi folks, this is your old pal Uncle Al. Yeah, it's dark. Oh well. It's about 101 today. Everybody says it's 91. They're nuts. The phone lies, the weatherman lies, my tools don't lie. Okay, it's 91 in the shade. When you go out in direct sun, it's 101. Okay, it's going to get worse tomorrow. But I live in the desert part of California. Now, before we go talking about root crops and survival vegetables, this is You Die series, Survival Garden Part 2. Okay, first thing, if you're going to sell a house, I tell a lot of people be very careful because of black rock coral. Okay, and I repeat this slowly for you people who are little dense. Black rock corp or corporation is an octopus. Now these are one of their peoples that sends out these kinds of flyers. Bad thing is I got 5 to 10 different flyers. And my nephews, they say, oh, it's a good deal, clown. Don't sell. We Asians own property. Okay? That's one of our key points. We don't like apartment buildings. I told my nephews, no apartment buildings. We own residential homes. I limit on duplexes and I limit on housing. Now, my nephews, oh, can't we rent to these people? No, they have to get approval through Uncle Al. And usually when they look at my 40-page rental agreement, they have a life insurance policy that I pay for. Okay, it's worth up to about $1 million if anything happens to them. You know, Uncle Al still gets paid. And I have another clause in the agreement. If they're out of a job, they work for Uncle Al. Because I know people, and I'll get them a job. And they said, we're lazy bums, we're going to just, and become Section 8. Wrong. I have also a clause on that. Okay? They owe me money. I can't kick them out, but I'm going to make their lives a living hell. Okay? So think about it. You want to be a slave? Read the fine print. Because that's what Black Rock communities are doing. They're going to buy up all the rental properties and they're going to make slaves out of these stupid morons. Because a lot of those laws are good for the big corporations because they have lawyers. And a lot of these people don't understand. They finally figured out what's Uncle An's scams and going on. They want slaves. If they don't pay and they sign that agreement, they say, oh, don't worry, it's a freebie. It's life insurance. Yeah, they're going to whack your dumb ass. Okay, so I'm giving you a warning and a tip of the future. Because Uncle Alan's a nice person. Because Uncle Alan was trying to save a lot of lives. But nobody listens to Uncle Al. 2, a lot of people who are first-time peach growers are wondering why their leaves are curling up and turning yellow. That's called peach rot. I mean, not peach rot. It's peach curl. You have a brown fungus spots and the leaf turned yellow. You can't do anything right now. Okay? You have to wait until winter, prune it properly, wash your pruning tools in bleach, spray the tree, not with bleach. God dang it. A lot of people are like, this is why Uncle Alan's old and he knows things. Okay? You spray the tree with copper sulfate, followed by a spraying of, not at the same time, different date, of, okay, dormant spray. You repeat it, copper sulfate, dormant spray, copper sulfate, dormant spray. Because you got peach curl, black blight, and a few other fungal diseases on the tree. You cannot spray anything now on the tree because it'll kill the tree. Okay? So listen to your old Uncle Al. That's for Tasha in Oklahoma. You got a fungus disease, girl. Okay. Other questions. We got bugs and we don't know what to do. Well, kill them. Now, if you're in a high raining area or high humidity area, diatomaceous earths on the dry days, DE, on the dry days, and you spray with chives flour, neat oil, okay, Dawn dishing washing soap, all right, and combined mixture. Sometimes Uncle Alan uses 7 dust and 7 spray in small amounts for really bad infestations, or I'll use malicine because I'm fed up. Okay, I'm not an organic farmer. I want to grow food. And for Steve, it takes 2 years to grow vegetables, Steve. Don't kill yourself and get buried out in your backyard. Yeah, what happened? Steve died of a heart attack trying to dig up stuff. Don't do that. Okay, have somebody plan your backyard right. Tell them you want raised beds. And don't make them low. Make them high off the ground. I keep seeing people doing all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with that boy? Okay, set aside about 5 raised bed area. Put the rest in lawn and make sure your hillside doesn't come down on your butt. Lord, I'm getting old. Okay, so a lot of you are planting gardens this year, okay? Don't get confused between a survival garden and your summer or herb garden. Totally different. All right? 2, you have to do the Uncle Alan method. When at home, the big garden, which will be a separate location or an area where you could completely secure it. That's away from deer. That's away from people. That's away from your neighbors. And nobody should know that garden. You can take pictures and you say it's this closed area. Or it's an allotment that is secure. I tell a lot of people, if you have an open air allotment from the city, they're dumbasses. Really, dumbasses. Okay, you want it fenced in, locked up, and tight. All right? Number 3, on Uncle Alan's plan. You have your backyard garden. You have your allotment or your separated garden. That could be up to 1/4 of an acre. People don't realize there's a lot of vacant properties in between where Steve lives, and he got empty property there. All he needs is water and somebody to work on it. Okay? Not a problem. And if you got rats, mice, birds, eat them. That's why Uncle Alan has bad teeth. We don't have squirrels. Our neighbors wonder, why aren't all the squirrels? You spit out the little bones. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't understand Uncle Alan's an old timer, and I don't give up. I can't curse because I got to teach Sunday school. And also I got to do a funeral too. Okay. What's important is root crops. Now, we already covered the basic 5, which is potatoes, taro root, sweet potatoes, yams, all different kinds of varieties you have to check out and do your research. Now, a lot of people are screwing up on potatoes. Poor drainage, if you get a mushy potato, that means that the soil is bogged down. So you have to hill it. Make sure you have a drainage ditch near it to drain off the excess water. And don't crowd the potatoes because you're getting fungus in the soil. That means you have to lime it, acidify it, lime it again to kill the damn fungus. Or you detonate a methyl bromide grenade in there, and you have to wear a full contact suit. You don't want to do that. That's how they got rid of certain nematodes, fungus, and bugs out of it. Also, it's toxic to human and all living creatures within 100 meters of it when it goes off. So you don't really want to use one of those, okay? So when you do your potatoes in the South, I don't recommend potatoes in the South because I have the same problem here. It's the heat and moisture. They will rot out your potatoes. It's a cool, high-altitude crop. They come from Peru. Think, study your vegetables, where it comes from, what it likes, what it doesn't like. Now, potatoes went through Europe, but sooner or later the native fungus will kill the potatoes. And a lot of people didn't understand this, and I finally, after the Irish potato famine, because they keep repeating the problem over and over. Put too many potatoes on the ground, not well drained, no sand, no 0, 10, 10. If your potatoes are 4 feet tall, like the Irish thought, they need their nads to be kicked in a little harder. Okay? It's supposed to be between 3 to 2 feet, and it's not supposed to be bright green. That means all the energies is not going into the potato. It's going into what? The leaves and stem. You cannot eat the leaves and stem because it's a family of potato, and it's a family of deadly nightshade. Try to remember all this stuff, folks. Okay? So we did our starch groups. Okay? Next one is herbs and other greens. You could use the green grow pots, which are out in several YouTube channels, have explained and how to use it. When it rains, bring the pots in so they don't get wet. They have a drainage problem, especially in the south. Okay? Beans. I like all kinds of beans. Green beans, dried beans. I make leather breeches. When I do leather breeches, I go to my neighbor's farm. He grows it for market use, farmer's market, or store. So I glean the fields. Now, a lot of you people don't read the Bible. So you read the Bible where you circle the word glean. Okay? And then you tell me back. Now, Bunky, Vineyard Chick, she's going to try to start a channel on John. And I wrote some notes down for John. You want to get the first part of John. Explain whose John is. Because there's a lot of Johns in there. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. He's John the Elder or John the Witness, and explain John first. Then you read the first part, which is a poem. In the beginning, there was the Word. You have to explain that before you go on to the first 17 sections of John. Then you go to the next part, and I'll get to part 2 when Uncle Alan's not confused and he's a little nuts right now. It's 101 outside. It's not cooling down. I went outside, it's like 80 degrees. So I'm cooking and I already have the fans on and everything. Why I don't have the overhead light is I'm conserving battery power. Because I outthink you guys. I told you this 2 years ago to set up. You all laughed at me. So you could. Bunky, don't listen, cover your ears. Blank, blank, blank. The Z word, the K word, the E word. And whatchamacallit, the F word, F word, F word, the P word, the J word. I can't remember what was the O word. No, okay, Bunky, unplug your ears. Now that will take care of John. All right? John is a good track. It's a good one. You have to explain it with dolls and puppets. Because if you read it by itself, people will misunderstand. And please write down on the side of the passage your explanation of what the passage means. And you could always double check. Okay, let's get back to the vegetables. Okay, we already did herbs and greens, fast growing. We got covered beans. You want a one type of bean that could dry. I always like navy beans because they dry the greatest. Kidney beans, you have to be careful because if you grow the heritage type, they might produce a toxin when you cook it. That's why you always dump out kidney bean water. That's why I always grow cannellis or navy beans. Okay? 4, all kinds of radishes. You want different kinds of radishes, folks. You want the red ones, the green ones, the whole radish you can eat. Okay? You have to boil off the spines or salt it off, but it makes greens. It's really easy to do. I taught a lot of people. I wish I had a camera crew because I can't, if you see on my phone, it's all cracked up and dented out and mashed up, scarred, got tape over it. All right. So, and also Uncle Alan coughs and he doesn't feel good. So all kinds of radishes. Now, if you go back and check my old videos, you'll see the daikon video. Now, I keep telling Carol, girl, Okay, what the hell you're thinking of? Milk's good for, because it promotes lactic acid, it promotes nutrients to the carrots or root crops. Okay? And the daikon was like, you know, that's why I didn't enter the carrot challenge. And Uncle Alan's the winner. And here's his giant carrot. That's why, Carol. Okay? After radishes is squashes. Any waxy surface squash that's hard shell. It could be pink neck squash. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, pink neck squash is also good. It has a weird flavor. You get used to it. If you cook it, grind it up, saute it. You can make puree it. You can do 100 things with it. It's one of my favorites. Also, acorn, kobocha, butternut, type of butternut and a crookneck together. Happy Farms grow it, and that's really good for storage. And if you know how to store it, it's easy to store, easy to grow. And yes, kids from the Vineyard Chicks, I do watch Happy Farms. And she has trouble with potatoes. Number one cause, too much moisture. Okay? And then squashes, pumpkins, your choice. A lot of seeds. You can eat the seeds, you can eat pumpkin shells. You can make a stew bowl out of it. One of these days I'll show you on TV, on YouTube. Now, check these people out. Okay, Epic Gardening from San Diego. David the Gruet in Florida. He has a book for Florida on survival gardening. Very good. You should check him out. Then we have California Gardening that covers everybody in the Indian descent, Pakistani descent, Bangladesh, etc. So they'll explain their versions of growing certain things. And then we have Dan, Permaculture Food Force up in Canada. Now, a lot of people, they're interested in taro root. Now, I have to warn people, you've got to get the right species of taro. You can't grow it in Minnesota. Sorry, Heidi. Does not do well in colder climates. Unless you keep that room at 100 degrees with 90% humidity, okay, I don't think it'll do anything good to your food storage system to keep one plant alive. Okay? So it's better for down south, taro root. Myself, I use emo, which is a type of ones they use in Japan. Now, on root crop, this is important, folks. Yams. There are different species of yams. I got, like David the Good, he found one from Publix. It's a crispy yam. When you cut it up, you can't eat it raw. You have to cook it. It has the consistency of an apple. You peel it, you cut it up. You get 5 different yams, but dust it with lime or root tone powder and a mild fungicide. I do all 4. Okay, and you plant your yams. They will produce vines you will not believe, and they're very prolific producers. Just remember, it's not the yams you get at Thanksgiving or Christmas. These are totally different, a little bit heavy starch, but it's a lot less carbohydrates and glycemic levels better for people who have diabetes. So think about it. Just make sure you get the right kind of yam. And I tell people, you go watch the Attack of the Mushroom People. That's the type of yam and sweet potato they have. So go watch the movie. Carrots. You can grow a whole bunch of different carrots. Purple ones, orange ones, red ones, green ones. They come in different colors. Okay? Carrots are the simplest ones. You grow it, but the bigger the pot, if you grow into a shallow pot, you get a big but stunted carrot. So if you plant them in plastic bags full of dirt, remember, you have to have the correct ratio of sandy soil, clay, and compost. Now, a lot of farm goofed up on their potatoes because they got fungus. They put too much, goat manure and the local soil. Clay-based, well, it's too heavy. You could see the color of the soil and how it clumps. So you want to put more sand into it. It should not, when you pack it like this and let go, it should not be in a ball or gooey in your hands. It's supposed to be flowing. So add more sand, folks. Okay? And that covers carrots. Carrots, same thing. There's a video on YouTube where a guy grew carrots in transparent bags. Get the bags at the local bag store. And he just poke holes on the bottom. Perfect drainage. You see the carrot grow. He grew carrots almost like I grew daikon. Okay? Turnips. I tell people, plant every kind of turnip you can get. Purple ones, yellow ones, white ones. Plant turnip, turnip, turnip. Put them in the field. Put them in your cow pastures. It's all right if the cow eats the top. That's edible. But the thing is, in the ground, they have turnips. And that will keep you alive. It'll feed the deer because the deer never eat the bottom part, the root part. That's why it's a survival food. You kill and eat the deer and you roast them with turnips. Hey, deer and roasted turnips taste awfully good when you're starving to death. Okay? Rule 2 on survival gardening. Any spot that's vacant that you could get enough water in and you put your own dirt. It's like people wonder, what these wonderful plants you planted for free at our local mall. Now the mall's closed and stuff. I used to do that as a kid. I smile, I tell them the variety of beautiful plants I got, and they're stupid as hell, especially with my taro plants. I need a place where it's cool, semi-humid, and was fine for that species of taro. They grew great. Everything else out in the summer, outside got cooked because I live in the desert. Inside the mall, people are like, gee, those tropical plants look really nice. Yeah, by fall, when it gets really cold, they die off. You dig them up, harvest big bulbs of taro root. Because I'm smart and devious. Okay? Next to turnips, you want to grow a lot of parsnips. Or a relative of the carrot, you want to get that because it's also high in sugar. So you want to get a whole bunch of parsnips. Rutabagas, which is the yellow turnip, you also want to get that. There's many different root crops, but I like rutabagas. Okay, I like yellow rutabagas with black pepper next to a decent kidney pie or haggis. Right? All kinds of beets. You plant everything beets, can the beets, grow the beets, eat the beet top, eat the beet bulb, can the beet bulb. Okay? I do warn people, it does not dry well. I've been experimenting on pickles well, cans well, drying not so good. Okay? So that's my version. I hope, I can't remember her name, but she needed something on survival garden. I hope you watch this. I hope you listen in. I hope the Vineyard chick listen in. Like I said, Bunky, explain it easily. Do the first part, which is the poem, and explain in the beginning there was the word. Because Uncle Alan's memory is not too clear and not too sharp, so I don't remember if it's not the right quote. And I'll catch you later, folks. You have a nice day. This is coming up, and I gotta get to bed. And don't forget, folks, please check out these books for these people for survival gardening. Okay? Really easy. Don't kill yourself. I don't want to see, yeah, he died of a heart attack digging up potatoes. Don't want to see that. Catch you later, folks.